Good evening and welcome. We're back. I don't know what happened there. It all just froze up on me. I had to come out of the whole game and get back in again. But they're on. I don't know. We'll find out what lap they're on when they start going past the lines. Homesick Alien is leading from a Digital Blasphemy. Turtle has dropped down into third place. Shiren is in fourth. Skyjacker fifth. JTX is sixth, but he's having a battle with Cthulhu. Cthulhu having a look up the inside. Oh, there's a wiggle on there. And JTX managing to get that move on Cthulhu. Guesty is in 8th place. Jim is in 9th. Tylerand is in 10th. And Noxie is in 11th there. And no, I have no reason or any whys that happened. That was really odd. But so far, Homesick Alien, they're just starting lap 3. Coming over the line, and he's coming down to the first corner. He's got himself a good 1.6 seconds on Digital Blasphemy at the moment. Digital Blasphemy getting the fastest lap on that second lap. And oh my, that was very strange. Racer Brown saying hello again. And hopefully back for longer this time. Yeah, we're just doing it one lap at a time. So, and Shiren in third. He's got himself ahead of Turtle. But Turtle still up there at the sharp end. Skyjacker closing in on Turtle at the moment. As you see, he's coming around the corner there. They're all, I believe, they all started on the racing softs. They can use any compound they wish, but the super softs they're only allowed to use for one stint. So Skyjacker there in 5th place, closing in on Turtle. We saw Talleyrand going off in the last stream, and he is not quite at the back. Noxie must have had an issue as well. But there is Talleyrand in 10th place. This happened last week for him, and he had an amazing fight back. But he's carrying a lot more weight this round. It's going to be a tougher battle for him. Mama Homesick in the chat saying, go Homesick. Racer Brown saying, got to be the damn servers. Yeah, I don't know. I did an internet test and cleared my cache just before, and everything seemed tickety-boo. I had quite a good internet strength. But it's just one of those things. Homesick Alien, 2.4 seconds ahead of Digital Blasphemy at this point. So Homesick Alien doing an absolutely cracking job out there in the lead of this race. Shiren in third place in his Haas car. Going great guns, trying to catch up with Digital Blasphemy. Skyjacker has got himself ahead of Turtle. Turtle's dropped down quite a bit. He's dropped behind JTX and Cthulhu. Jim's gunning for him next. And Jim has Guesty chasing him down. Don't forget, they're all carrying different weights in relation to where they are in the championship table. I know JTX and Cthulhu are both on 105%. Turtle's on 101%. I think Jim's on something like 103%. Yes, we can't wait for GT7. So Jim, sorry, is on 102%, trying to chase down Turtle at the moment with Guesty right close, and Guesty's on the heaviest weight of them all out there at the moment. Guesty on 113%. So it's cracking stuff though. But Homesick Alien 3 seconds in the lead of Digital Blasphemy. He's got Shiren though. Shiren getting very, very close to, I'm going to go with that view. Shiren closing in only half a second. And they've got a boost button that gives them a little boost. It does what it says on the can, I suppose. But yes, they have a boost button. An overtake is down there in the dashboard over to the right next to the track map. You can see it says overtake, and you can see how much overtake they've got in this race. Digital Blasphemy, he's learned how to use it. He didn't use it in the first round, and it looks like Shiren really closing in on Digital Blasphemy. So them two are really locked into a lovely battle. Skyjacker in fourth, 6/10 ahead of Cthulhu, who's bringing JTX along for the ride in his Porsche livery. Then we've got Turtle in seventh, fighting with Jim and Guesty. And Guesty, he's carrying a bit of weight. He's trying to find his way through. Guesty yet to touch that boost button. Jim's used about a quarter of it early doors. And Turtle there, he's used half of his already. Talleyrand in 10th. And it's a long race for Talleyrand. He's 2.2 seconds behind Guesty at this point. 1 second ahead of Noxie. Noxie's got a bit of a shake on there in his Super Formula. He's going to be trying to master that car by the end of this race, but there is someone who is mastering that car. Indeed, Homesick Alien, 5-second lead now. Is yet to touch the boost button. And he's... Oh, Sharen's made the move on Digital Blasphemy. Sharen trying to break the toe of Digi, but Digi's coming through around the outside, and that's a beautiful move from Digital Blasphemy. Sharen made it. Oh, but Sharen's coming back on Digital Blasphemy. They're side by side, but they're doing okay. Sharen seems to be jumping a little bit, but that might be me. And then we've got a real... Oh, Cthulhu's got himself ahead of Skyjacker, but it looks like JTX is going for the move as well. My word, it's a tough battle down here for 4th place, and JTX is up Skyjacker. Oh, Cthulhu's gone wide. Cthulhu's gone wide. He's trying to get back into the race, trying to stay out of everyone's way. And there you go. So Cthulhu went wide, and now he's got Jim up behind him, and they're battling for 9th and 10, and Jim's going through as well. Cthulhu with a bit of dirt on his wheels. He's dropping back now. He's just ahead of Noxie in 11th. Noxie trying to get up to speed after missing the first rounds of these cars and how they feel. And Homesick Alien so far, 6.1 second lead. Whoosh. There he goes. Absolutely blinding. But he did chew through his tyres the week before, so he may have tyre issues come a few more laps to go. With Digital Blasphemy looking after his tyres a lot neater than Homesick Alien. Sharen and Digi are really stuck in a tight battle at the moment, with Skyjacker getting that 4th place back from JTX. And it's battling up and down the field, with Turtle still holding on to 6th place, just ahead of the boss, Talleyrand. And Guesty's really closed in on Talleyrand now. Sat on board with Guesty, trying to find a way through. But there, Talleyrand getting through that corner a little better than Guesty. And if we look back, we can see Jim is closing in on Guesty now, with Cthulhu in tow and Turtle just behind those. Oh no, Turtle's in 6th, sorry. That must be a Noxie behind Cthulhu, sorry. So it's still quite close up and down the field. Small battles everywhere. And Guesty carrying that weight. It's a bitter pill, but that's what happens when you're high up in the table. An unbelievable racing we've got going on at the moment with Homesick Alien. 6.5 seconds so far. He's trying to build a buffer up, still not used his boost, and still trying to look after those tyres. Car 77 trying to get through that chicane. Digital Blasphemy and Sharen locked in a battle, so on board with the Russian sensation, trying to fight a Digital Blasphemy there in his Merc. And these are some 6.5 seconds ahead of Skyjacker, who's in 4th, battling JTX. Talleyrand closing in on those guys, same as last week. Talleyrand dropping to the back early doors and making his way through the fields, but this time he's carrying a bit more weight than that. And these two, I think these two racing each other is giving Homesick Alien a good opportunity to pull away. And there, you never thought you'd see the day you'd see a Haas livery fighting a Merc livery, but there you go. In the Virtual Racers Club, anything can happen, and it usually does. So Skyjacker there, just ahead of JTX. Talleyrand a little bit further behind those guys. 2.5 seconds. He's doing a 1:30.9 his last time around. JTX doing a 31.7. Skyjacker a 31.9. Guesty 31.6. So he's, although he's carrying that weight, he's on par with them. But I think his tyres are getting a little munched up quicker than those guys. Jim in 8th place, just ahead of Noxie. Oh, Cthulhu's dropped back, and so has Turtle. Oh my lord. But Homesick Alien at the moment maintaining that 6.5 seconds. He's still got the fastest lap of this race so far, and he's used around about half a tank of fuel. He hasn't touched his boost so far. Racer Brown saying, come on Guesty, stick to the plan. So there is a plan. But Homesick Alien out there leading the way from Digital Blasphemy. Similar fuel loads to Digital Blasphemy. He has used a bit more tyre up than Digital Blasphemy has done in these first 9 or so laps. Shiren is a little bit more leaning on his tyres, a little heavier than those other guys. Got a shake on there. Skyjacker in 4th place, just ahead of JTX. JTX really leaning on those tyres there. His tyre wear looks the worst so far out there, with Talleyrand looking after his tyres beautifully. He's driving smooth and taking care of that car. Guesty, his tyre wear's not as good as Talleyrand's, not as bad as JTX's. Doing what he needs to do, going to try and pick up places. And as the race develops, Jim doing a cracking job. But he's got Noxie closing in on him at the moment. Wrong button again. There you go, whoosh. Noxie in 9th place. Trying to catch up Jim. Into the final chicane. This is a tough corner, especially this one. Really have to break that speed and navigate your way through. And Jim is a little slower than Noxie, and Noxie's up the inside of Jim, and he's up ahead into 8th place. Noxie on the move. So Jim down to 9th place, just ahead of Cthulhu. That's kind of a combination of Catalonia and Cthulhu. With a Turtle somewhat quite behind there. He's had a tough lap on a lap 7 with a 1:46. It's put him quite far back. That's all it takes, 1 lap to put you out of it. And there is Homesick Alien. He's edged that lead up to 7 seconds. Ahead, Shiren's back ahead of Digital Blasphemy. These guys are having fun, unless Digital Blasphemy has said, your turn to lead. I'm going to sit in your tow and save some fuel. Digital Blasphemy, we've seen do some great strategies in the GTMC, I believe it was. Maybe not. I'm getting it mixed up. He's done a great strategy somewhere. Maybe it was here last week. I think this is the only thing he races in. I'm not sure. My brain's gone foggy over that one. But Digital Blasphemy letting Shiren have a turn up there, but Shiren might be on a bit of a push before he comes into the pits. We're doing 36 laps around here, remember. There's Skyjacker in 4th place. Talleyrand closing in. JTX has lost a position. Those tyres are really hurting on JTX at the moment. He's staying out there though. He's sticking with those old tyres. With Talleyrand now up into 5th place, chasing down Skyjacker. Jim in 7th. Oh, he's got himself back ahead of Noxie. Oh, Noxie's had a bit of an issue. Noxie's into the pits, that's why. He's had a bash while he's going in there. I think he might have knocked the wall. But there is a Guesty behind Cthulhu. So Cthulhu's made the move on Noxie, Guesty at some point. Guesty, oh, it's Cthulhu's got some damage as well. So Guesty back up ahead. Maybe Noxie and Cthulhu. Guesty, Cthulhu and Noxie had have coming together, but Cthulhu definitely had a bit of damage there. Turtles moved ahead of Noxie, whilst Noxie goes in the pits to get some new tyres and some fresh fuel. Homesick Alien lost a couple of tenths to Shiren. Shiren doing a 1:30.2 his last time around. Homesick Alien doing a 1:30.8. But I believe Homesick probably is just pacing himself out there at the moment. He's got track position, and that's all you can ask for as he makes his way around. Not interested in a pit stop yet, so Noxie hasn't started a knee-jerk reaction. They haven't all come flying in due to Noxie's pit stop. Digital Blasphemy, 2 seconds he's lost on Shiren at the moment, and maybe Digital Blasphemy trying to save a bit of fuel. He did a 1:30.5 that lap. Shiren doing a 1:30.8, so no, maybe not. And there you go, Talleyrand and Skyjacker and JTX, all of them together have come in. Interesting stuff there from these guys. They didn't need the fuel. Skyjacker's tyres do look a little bit worn. And the guys are going through, and now Jim up into 4th place, with Guesty now up into 5th, and Kurtula moving up to 6th whilst these guys pit. Talleyrand in to make his stop on lap 11 here. Skyjacker also, and JTX did need it with those tyres, in all fairness. Turtle now up into 8th place with those guys pitting, so interesting strategies happening at the moment. Skyjacker was the first one out. He's gone for another brand new set of racing softs. He's filled the car up to 3/4. Talleyrand has gone for the super softs and just over 3/4 of a tank of fuel. So Talleyrand will be doing some absolutely blistering laps now. JTX, similar stuff to Skyjacker's strategy. And Noxie, he's gone on to the super softs. And he's near enough filled that tank up. So Homesick Alien, he's not interested in a pit stop so far. Neither is Shiren or Digital Blasphemy. The top 3 all staying out there, I guess, with track position. Why would they? Jim's holding on to that 4th place, 6 seconds ahead of Cthulhu, with Guesty closing in again. They're having an absolute corker of a battle here. But Guesty's tyres looking very old, and he's gone into the pits. He's had enough of those tyres. He says, new boots, fresh boots, please. So Homesick Alien, 5 seconds ahead of Shiren right now. He was 7 seconds, so he's losing time. He's done a 31.3 and a 31.5 his last 2 laps around. Shiren in the mid to late 30s, and Digital Blasphemy also mid to late 30s. So Homesick Alien pacing himself possibly. Jim stayed out there. His tyres are looking quite raw, but he's managing to drive on them. He's in the 32s, with Cthulhu also in the 32s, and now he can breathe a little bit easier now that he's lost that Guesty behind him. Skyjacker is the top man who has pitted so far on those racing softs, making his way around, trying to gain some ground. Talleyrand, he went for the super soft, so we expected him to do an absolute barm-stalking lap now. Shiren's gone into the lead with Homesick Alien into the pits, and Digital Blasphemy seems to be ghosted. He's all right now. But yes, Homesick Aliens come in to get rid of those tyres, top up with a bit of fuel. Still not used any of his boost. He's saving it for the second half of the race, whilst Shiren carries on round, but Homesick Alien's going to be doing faster laps. Jim also joining Homesick Alien into the pits. Cthulhu also coming into the pits as well. And a Skyjacker, he's going to possibly jump those guys. No, Homesick Alien's back out again on a set of super softs. And away he goes. He just can't let those guys ahead of him get more than 30 odd seconds, are we saying? Yeah, about 30 seconds for a pit stop here. Right, yes, sorry. Racer Brown saying it was VGTS with Digital Blasphemy doing some interesting strategies. Yeah. And he said it over 3 messages. It was VGTS for Digital Strategies. There you go. Thank you very much, Racer Brown. He's like my co-host this evening. So Shiren, 6.3 second lead from Digital Blasphemy. These two were close quarter battling. And I don't know if Digital Blasphemy is trying to save a bit of fuel at this point in the race. With Homesick Alien going in, getting some super softs on, back out again, battling on. Still not used any of that boost though for Homesick Alien. Skyjacker, 17 seconds adrift of Homesick Alien. Oh, a bit of a wiggle on for Skyjacker at that point. And Talleyrand only 2.5 seconds, 2.3 seconds behind Skyjacker on the super soft tyres. He's going to be on a push. He's just done his fastest lap of the race, a 30.589. Still not beating Homesick Aliens, 29.4 from earlier in the race. JTX in 6th place after his pit stop. Guesty has been in. He's put the super softs on. hasn't put much fuel on, so he's really going for a quick stint in this one. He's just ahead of Jim by 1.5 seconds, who's been in, put some racing softs on. Noxie not far behind Jim, with Catula also going in last time around. And Turtle has, oh, I don't know what's happened to Turtle. He hasn't been in, he must have gone in on lap 12. But he's now being caught by Shiren. Shiren looking after his tyres, okay, they don't seem to be moving, but Digital Blasphemy looking after his a bit better, 6 seconds behind Shiren, but his fuel is in a lot better state. A couple of laps more fuel on that car for Digital Blasphemy, with Homesick Alien 15.7 seconds behind them, which is about half a pit stop. So when they pit, he's 21 seconds behind Shiren. So there's 9 seconds he should have on Shiren when Shiren pits. Skyjacker is only 1.3 seconds behind Talleyrand now. Talleyrand are really on a push with those super softs. And we'll get on board with Talleyrand as he comes around near the end of this lap, as he chases down Skyjacker. Coming around the final corner, flooring it in 4th, 5th. As they come up the straight, he's still too far to get a tow. 6th. I'm not sure if there's 7 gears in these cars, I'm not quite sure. But well, not here. He only gets halfway up the 6th gear there. As they go into the first corner, he's 1.3 seconds behind Skyjacker at the moment. He did a 29.6 his last time around, but Homesick Alien has managed a 28.7 since pitting. That must be. So I'm sure he did a 29. He had the fastest lap with a 29. So Homesick Alien doing some cracking lap times at the moment. Sat on board with Talleyrand as he chases down Skyjacker. Guesty having a cracking one, up into 6th, ahead of JTX now. Just needs to get good points. Only 6 gears, I think, says Pat. There you go. So Talleyrand 1.4 seconds. He's not closing in on Skyjacker as quickly as I thought he would on those super soft tyres, but maybe he's not leaning on the super softs too much. Possibly wants them to go a little further. Does Talleyrand? Well, I thought he'd come out and just burn straight through that set. But he's 1.4 seconds behind a Skyjacker at the moment, chasing him down. And he's used a little overtake to get through that corner. Beautiful stuff. We saw his overtake flashing up. And he's trying to get himself involved. Shiren still out there, but his fuel is flashing now. So Shiren will have to be thinking about a pit stop soon. He's 5.5 seconds ahead of Digital Blasphemy. Digital Blasphemy looking after his fuel and tyres beautifully at this point. It's a 36 lap race, so the halfway point is 18 laps. So it looks like Digital Blasphemy is trying to do a one-stopper. I mean, the rule is they're only allowed to use super softs for one stint, but nothing says they have to use the super softs. If he wants to stay on the softs, I'm sure he can do. Oh, his car's starting to look a bit snaky though. Shiren hasn't gone into the pits this time. He must feel confident that's enough fuel to get around. And Racer Brown saying, yeah, was a 29 earlier. Great time from Homesick. It is, yeah, he got that. He's done 2 28s in a row. Digital Blasphemy, no, I tell a lie. He's not trying to one-stop it. He's come in now. So Shiren's pushing the limits of his Haas. He really is. Testing that fuel tank all the way, with Homesick Alien in second place. Digital Blasphemy topping up with fuel. Skyjacker is some 30 seconds behind Digital Blasphemy, so Digital Blasphemy should get out before these guys catch up, but possibly not, because Skyjacker is there going over the line, trying to break the toe of Talleyrand, who's within 6/10 of him now. And these two have moved ahead of Digital Blasphemy. So interesting stuff. There goes Digital Blasphemy. He's topped up with fuel, possibly is. He's gone back onto the softs. So maybe he is trying to one-stop this race. We're around halfway. Shiren as well, looking like he wants to one-stop it. He's on vapours at the moment, but he is around the end of the lap, so he should make it to the pits. Homesick Alien, 13.8 seconds. He's getting purples again, is Homesick Alien. And this is looking very strong for a Homesick Alien win, it seems, today. And here comes Shren. He's got no choice. He's got to come into the pits. He won't have enough fuel to go round again. So we'll see Homesick Alien retake the lead, and he's done the lap times to make it a definite for himself. Skyjacker, oh, what's going on here? My words. Oh, they're lapping Turtle. Sorry. So Skyjacker, I just saw 3 cars all looking a bit sort of woo. But Skyjacker putting a lap on Turtle, 9/10 ahead of Talleyrand's. With a Digital Blasphemy in 5th place after his pit stop. Shren, can he get out ahead of Digital Blasphemy? He was ahead of Digital Blasphemy on the road by 5 seconds. Digital Blasphemy's coming down the start straight. Shren's just come out of the pit lane, and he's just ahead of Digital by 10ths. And it looks like Digital Blasphemy, his outlap must have been an absolute stonker, because he's got himself ahead of Shren. And Shren may have had to back off on his in-lap to make that fuel last. And Digital Blasphemy now up into 4 seconds behind Talleyrand and Skyjacker, but we believe these two are going to have to pit. Well, they will have to pit again before the end of the race, whereas Digital Blasphemy and Shren, I am sure, are trying to go to the end. Shren's gone on to the Super Softs, which will help him against Digital Blasphemy. But will it help him get all the way? Well, he didn't lean on his tyres too much. It looks like Shren can drive on a set of tyres and look after him. So a Digital Blasphemy, he's going to have to make that Merc as wide as possible. Meanwhile, Homesick Alien, virtually a pit stop ahead of the field. Now he started using his boosts to maintain them 29s. He's on an absolute stonker at the moment, is Homesick Alien, but he will have to pit again. Digital Blasphemy is only 27 seconds behind Homesick Alien. Shren's only 28 seconds behind. It's not enough for a pit stop. And these guys are one stop in, but Homesick Alien will come out the pits just behind them with some nice fresh tyres, so it'll be absolutely tight as a monkey's nut. Racer Brown saying Shren has fueled up a little more to push a bit more than Digital. There you go. So Shren a second behind on those Super Softs. And Digital Blasphemy trying to fend him off. Skyjacker still 7/10 ahead of Talleyrand. Talleyrand on those Super Soft tyres, trying to catch up Skyjacker. Skyjacker's fuel is going down rather fast. He hasn't used any boost yet. He's got the boost, where Talleyrand's used half of his boost up already. So he has got that in his back pocket at the moment, does Skyjacker. If Talleyrand does get quite close, he can try and boost away in his Chevrolet Super Formula. Beautiful stuff. Then elsewhere, we've got Guesty in 6th place. He's 10 seconds behind Shren. And he's going to have to pit soon himself. We've only got 16 laps left of this race. Jim in 7th, having a very strong race this time around. The first round, he didn't seem to make a connection with the car, but this time around, he's having an absolute solid one. Only a second behind Guesty, looking ready to fight. Guesty doing 130s, as is Jim. Cthulhu only 3.4 seconds behind them, also doing 130s. JTX in 9th, 2 seconds behind Cthulhu. Noxie in 11th, he's only 8/10 behind JTX. And let's sit on board with Noxie for a second or so as we see him fight with JTX. And Racer Brown has a theory that Skyjacker is leaving his boost for the Super Soft stint. And Noxie in the tow of JTX. He's on the Super Soft tyres, half a tank of fuel. Quite a lot of boost left for Noxie. Ooh, yeah, those cars do grip. They look like they're not. And then suddenly he just finds a bit of traction mid-corner and swings around. Beautiful stuff. They are good fun to drive, these cars, until you're up the jacksie of someone, and then they suddenly lose all downforce. But at the moment, Noxie trying to keep up with a JTX out there. So Homesick Alien whoosh, is leading the way. He's starting to use that boost to try and maintain that distance from Skyjacker Talleyrand. Shiren's ahead. Shiren is moved ahead of Digital Blasphemy. He's gone a little wide there, but it doesn't seem to matter. And Digital Blasphemy looking after his car, but like Racer Brown says, thinks Shiren's put in a little extra fuel so he can burn it a bit more than Digital Blasphemy has or can do. 7/10 dividing these two. Cracking little race they're having. Shiren, I think these two tried one stop in last week in round one. It worked well for Shiren, but Digital Blasphemy couldn't quite get through the crowd. But this time around, doing a super job. Guesty is in sixth, but his fuel is starting to flash. And Jim's got plenty of fuel with plenty of meat left on his tyres. So Guesty, he's going to have to pit and concede that position. Possibly Catula as well, who's also on a good amount of fuel for the time being. A JTX. His tyre's not looking so good. He hasn't got as much fuel as Jim ahead of him. Turtle's gone into the pits. And possibly he's parked it for the evening. Homesick Alien 25 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. And Shiren and Digital Blasphemy starting to catch up. Talleyrand and Skyjacker here. We've got a four-way battle. Skyjacker's fuel has started flashing now. He's going to go in and put possibly the super soft tyres on. As we're on lap 22. Only 14 more laps to go in this race. Is Sky going to do another lap? He is. He's 7/10 ahead of Talleyrand. Talleyrand looking after his fuel and in super softs, making them last. I think Skyjacker will have to pit before he's trying to break the toe of Talleyrand. Talleyrand following him. Shiren though, he's nearly in the toe zone. And Shiren's looking very good, as is Digital Blasphemy on their one-stop strategies. Don't forget, all the weights are different. And Guesty has come in that he had to. And he's carrying the most weight out there at the moment. So it's a struggle for him with tyre wear and fuel consumption. Homesick Alien. 25 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker just a spit ahead of Talleyrand. And Shiren's right on him as well. This is stunning stuff. So on board with Shiren. And I think Shiren's tyres are a lot fresher than these two ahead of him. And it looks like he's poised to try and make the move on the track. I thought he was going to wait for the pit stops. But he's not going to have time because he can't be held up by these guys. Because Digital Blasphemy is only half a second behind. And there he is. Oh my word. So Shiren's trying to get a move done on Talleyrand. Talleyrand's in his own battle with Skyjacker. And oh my lord, it's all very tight out here between these four. Second, third, fourth and fifth. After 22 laps, all bunched up together. And Shiren just saying, get out of the way, get out of the way. I'm on a different strategy to you. I could do without you being in front of me. You're probably fuel saving. I don't want to fuel save. Skyjacker did go into the pits. So Skyjacker's gone into the pits. He needed to. His fuel was gone. 3% fuel left on board. And here comes Shiren coming through, as is Digital Blasphemy. And I think Talleyrand's trying to fuel save at the moment. Eke out that tank as long as he can. And Shiren and Digital Blasphemy are moving back into second and third place. And they're locked into a bitter battle themselves. Talleyrand down into fourth place. Jim moving up into fifth place with a quarter of a tank left of fuel. I doubt that can get it to the end, but it's still looking very good for him. And Homesick Alien's going to have to come in for a pit as well. But he's 25 seconds ahead of Shiren and Digital Blasphemy. So he didn't get enough. He didn't get enough time. He hasn't got enough to get out ahead of those guys. He's going to have to make the move on track. And this is going to be a very tight finale here. And Noxie sitting very close behind Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien going into the pits. And Racer Brown saying it will be up to Sky and Talleyrand and Homesick Alien to overtake Shiren and Digital. But their tyres will be gone. You're right. You are right, because Homesick Alien didn't build up enough time. He's only 25 seconds ahead of Shiren. and Digital Blasphemy. Talleyrand's trying to eke that fuel out as long as he can. He does not want to make that pit stop. Jim in 5th place with Cthulhu in 6th. Skyjacker's come out of the pits in 7th. He's gone for the super soft tyres, and now he's going to have to do some qualifying laps all the way till the end. 12 more laps of this race to go, and there goes Shiren in the lead of this race with Digital Blasphemy. Talleyrand not too far behind, but he's going to have to pit in the next 3 or 4 laps. Homesick Alien's back out of the pits ahead of Jim, behind Talleyrand, but Talleyrand's going to have to pit, but he's going to have to try and make a move on Shiren and Digital Blasphemy. He's 2.3 seconds behind him. It's very... No, he's not. Sorry, he's 8 seconds behind him. It's Talleyrand that's 2.4 seconds behind him. Racer Brown saying it's very tight. It is very tight. And Mason saying, is there an Alpha Tora driver here? No, their arms are too short, apparently. So Shiren leading the way. I don't know if you didn't get that. I saw something on Facebook where Gasly was telling them that his arms were too short, but I think it was just code for the cars under steering. But it just sounded funny when he said his arms were too short. So Shiren 2.2 seconds ahead of Digital Blasphemy, with Talleyrand 8/10 behind. Homesick Alien in 4th. 4.5 seconds behind Talleyrand, but Talleyrand will have to pit. He has pitted, so this is the one. Can Talleyrand do enough to get ahead of Skyjacker, or is Skyjacker making that earlier stop, getting onto the super softs? Can he extend his lead on Talleyrand? Talleyrand in the pits now. He's not even got to his pit box yet. Cthulhu's also come in, so Skyjacker's going to jump 2 places now, up into a 5th place. Homesick Alien is in 3rd. Jim can't make the end. Oh, that's gutting. I thought Jim had somehow wangled himself up into 4th place, but Jim will have to pit before the end of the race. That'll put Skyjacker in a net 4th place. He's just done a 29.4, and there's Talleyrand coming out onto the track just behind Skyjacker, so those two resume their race, but Skyjacker now on the super softs, and they've got similar overtakes. Skyjacker's used a lot of boost in these last 2 laps since he's been out of the pits. He's getting purples. He's going for that fastest lap using the boost. And Shiren 2.4 seconds ahead of Digital Blasphemy. Digital Blasphemy 4.7 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien. They're on lap 26, and there is only 10 more laps of this race. And it's a tight battle out there. Shiren Super Softs holding up well. He did a 29.7 his last time around. He's just coming down to the line in the lead of this race. Crosses the line with a 29.6. Digital Blasphemy a 30.3. Homesick Alien coming across the line to do a 29.2. Oh my word, the times are so tight. I don't know if he can make 4.5 seconds up in 10 laps. He needs Shiren and Digital Blasphemy's tyres to go way off, way quicker to get that, but his tyres are a lot fresher. Possibly he can. Jim not going into the pits yet, maintaining that 4th place. He's 16 seconds ahead of Skyjacker and Talleyrand. Jim might be able to come out ahead of Guesty. Possibly, not sure. He's 16.5 seconds ahead, and oh my god, Talleyrand really closing up on Skyjacker at the moment. Skyjacker doing his best to stay ahead, but there's only 5/10 between these two, battling it out there for 4th and 5th. Well, respectively, it will be 4th and 5th when Jim pits, which is going to be at the end of this lap, I imagine. And go for some nice fancy long shots of the Honda Lucky Strike, driving around out there, looking spectacular. Car 66 having a really good race. He wants to be trying to get out of the pits ahead of Guesty, try and grab himself 6th place in this race. It's up for grabs, possibly could get it. Shiren still leading from Digital Blasphemy. Homesick Alien in 3rd. Jim's just going to disappear into the pits, we assume, and there he goes. So Skyjacker will move back up into into 4th place, trying to keep his Chevrolet ahead of Talaran Subaru. And it's quite a tough battle these two are having out there at the moment. And it's Guesty we want to watch. Can Jim get out? Jim's not even got to his bar. I don't know. I don't think Jim can get out ahead of Guesty. He's getting his tyres changed. He's got to get some fuel in there. Guesty's coming around the final corner onto the start straight. And I'm not sure. There's Jim. He's just topping up with fuel now. Guesty using his overtake button. And no, Guesty does grab that 6th place from Jim. Oh, Jim's coming out onto the pits, and he's just ahead of Cthulhu, behind Cthulhu. Oh my word, I was hoping he could get ahead of Guesty, but his tyres are absolutely brand spanking new, are Jim's, on the super soft set. He's not got a lot of boost left though. Cthulhu's got no boost left. His super softs are looking quite fresh. He's getting purples. And Guesty on those racing softs, half a tank of fuel, but he does have a little bit of boost in reserves there. Shiren, 3.3 seconds ahead of Digital Blasphemy. Homesick Alien's closed that up. He's got a 28.6, another fastest lap for Homesick Alien. And he's down to a second behind Digital Blasphemy. Digital Blasphemy, his tyres are not too bad. He did a 30.7 last time around. But here comes Homesick Alien. Let's get on board with the Alien. As he tries to close in, half a second behind Digital Blasphemy. Homesick Alien will want this win today. He has led for a majority of this race, but the one stopper, boys, seems to be a good strategy. It really does. And he's only 4/10 behind Digital Blasphemy and 4.3 seconds behind Shiren. It was 8 seconds when he came out of the pits. So he has halved that deficit. We're on lap 29 at the moment. Only 7 more laps to go. And this has been an absolute corking race. Homesick Alien has got plenty of a boost in reserves. Digital Blasphemy, he's down to less than a quarter of boost to try and fight off from Homesick Alien. But Homesick Alien, 7/10 behind Digital Blasphemy. It's going to be a taut battle here between these two. Skyjacker still maintaining that lead, that position, I mean, ahead of Talleyrand. He's holding it at a second. Talleyrand has got a bit of boost, and so has Skyjacker. So we've got battles all over the place. Guesty 2.7 seconds ahead of Cthulhu, and Jim closing in on Cthulhu as well. So there's battling for 6th, 7th and 8th. Noxie in 9th, 3.1 seconds ahead of JTX. And Turtle is back out there with his very, very long pit stop, his nearly 10-minute pit stop, whilst they try to fix some things on his lovely stickers, Super Formula. But Shiren 3 seconds ahead of Digital Blasphemy. Digital Blasphemy 7/10 ahead of Homesick Alien. And Racer Brown saying, great strategy from Shiren and Digital. Oh no, Digital had a wiggle on. Digital had a wiggle on. Homesick Alien's managed to get up into 2nd place. Poor Digital Blasphemy. I think he just got on that accelerator a little too fast. And he was got a little wiggle on. But he's there now, chasing Homesick Alien down. And Homesick Alien 3.64 seconds behind Shiren. Shiren's tyres aren't looking that healthy to say there's still 6 laps, and well, 7 laps if you include this one, to go. It's 36 laps, he's on lap 30. So, don't ask me to do the math, it always works out weird. So, Homesick Alien up into 2nd ahead of Digital Blasphemy. Skyjacker, some 29 seconds behind that battle, but Talleyrand only 3/10 behind Skyjacker. This is going to be an absolute battle as well between these two. Skyjacker doing all he can to stay ahead of Talleyrand. Talleyrand giving it his all out there in the Subaru, trying to find a way past the Chevrolet. And it's very tight there for 4th and 5th. Cthulhu, Guesty, Cthulhu and Jim all finding each other on the track. Guesty snaking around as well. His tyres are starting to hurt. Cthulhu's caught him up. Jim's caught them up. So we've got a tough battle there for 6th, 7th and 7th, yeah, and 8th. My word, My word, who do we watch? We've got these two. There's Talleyrand trying to pull out of the toe, going out wide to get in the position, but Skyjacker's got the inside, but no, Talleyrand makes the move. Talleyrand has made the move. He's up into 4th place, but Skyjacker again off the inside. Oh my word, it's tight stuff between these two. And there's lovely, lovely racing going on here, and they're side by side still. Skyjacker might have the inside line now, and Skyjacker back up ahead of Talleyrand. Talleyrand trying to get up the inside of him. Skyjacker's trying to defend that inside line. Oh my word, this is crazy stuff. And there goes Skyjacker. He's staying just ahead of the Subaru Super Formula of Talleyrand for 4th place. My word, that's some great racing we saw from them two. Catula is now ahead of Guesty. Guesty struggling for some reason there. His tyres looking okay, but Catula on those super softs. And these are a lot faster than Guesty's softs, and there's Jim as well, also on the super softs. Homesick Alien 2.8 seconds behind Shiren at the moment, slowly pulling away from Digital Blasphemy. Skyjacker still staying in the lead of Talleyrand for 4th place, with Talleyrand in 5th. Catula pulling away from Guesty. Guesty trying to defend from Jim. Jim wanting to get through. Jim's on the freshest tyres out there. He pitted the last, and there's no room up the inside of Guesty, and Jim's just got, oh, and Guesty's got another wiggle on. Oh my word. That is some crazy racing out there. Jim trying all he can to get past Guesty. Guesty fighting with the weight and the tyre wear on his Renault. And there goes Jim again, looking up the side of him. This isn't the place to overtake. Jim, just sit in the toe and wait for that first corner, my friend. So let's get on board with Jim as they come down the straight. Jim sitting in the toe of Guesty. That's the one, man. He's got no overtake left, but look at that. Beautiful. That's the weight, though. That is the weight deficit you are seeing there, and Jim is up and ahead of Guesty. My word, we've seen a lot of overtaking in the last few laps of this race. This is crazy stuff. So Shiren now 2.5 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien. Digital Blasphemy a second behind Homesick Alien. Then we've got Skyjacker a second ahead of Talleyrand. Whew. Catula is nearly 2 seconds ahead of Jim. Jim's on the fresher tyres though. He'll be hunting himself that Spaniard down. Guesty being really hurt by the weight of the championship ballast. But that is the way it goes. He'll drop a lot of weight before the next race and he'll come back fighting. Noxie in 9th place ahead of JTX, who's 3 seconds behind him. And Turtle just doing a little bit of free practice there, trying to find a little space away from the fight. Shiren though, can he stay ahead? 2.6 seconds. We're on lap 33 of 36. This is unbelievable stuff. And Racer Brown saying go Homesick. Racer Brown also saying it's nice racing. I think he's talking about the Talleyrand and Skyjacker racing. And Racer Brown also saying go Jim. It's 1.5 seconds. Jim is faster than Catula at this point, I believe. He's just crossed the line with a 30.1. Catula doing a 30.6. So they're closing in. Guesty trying to grab the toe off of those guys. None of them have got any boost left. Shiren, he's got no boost left at this point. Homesick Alien's got 1/4 of a boost, so he's still got some boost in reserves to fight with Shiren. The tyre wear is virtually the same between the two of them. Fuel, Homesick's got less fuel than Shiren has at the moment, but we're just coming around to complete lap 33. There goes Homesick on his boost button now, trying to close the gap to Shiren for the lead of this race. Skyjacker, he's 2 tenths ahead, and these two are at it again. Cracking stuff from Skyjacker and Talleyrand. Talleyrand trying all he can to get past the Chevrolet of Skyjacker in 4th place. Talleyrand, he's still got a little boost left, and Skyjacker's got no boost left. Absolutely, it's done. He's used it all. With Talleyrand is down to his last few bits. As they come onto the straight, Skyjacker trying to protect the toe of that car. And Talleyrand trying to grab a toe, trying to get up the inside, no, outside. And there goes Skyjacker trying to protect the inside, and this one looks like Talleyrand's done the job. It looks like Talleyrand has managed to get the job done there, and there's nothing Skyjacker can do about it. Talleyrand out wide though. Skyjacker though going to try and return it with a toe back, possibly. And my word, we've had some great racing tonight. Jim is 2.5 seconds, so Catula's pulled away a little bit. Did a 1:30.1 his last time around, with Jim doing a 30.7. But Catula's fuel is flashing. It should be all right, though. They're on lap 34. Shiren is just over 2 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien. Shiren doing a 31.1, a 30.7, and he started the final lap, has he? Oh, maybe because I left the room and come back in, he's telling me odd laps. But that's saying he's on... No, it's not saying final lap. I thought it came up saying final lap. Who knows? Something odd's going on. But there is Shiren, 2.3 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien. Digital Blasphemy, he's closing in on him. Digital Blasphemy has closed in on the Alien. Oh my word, I don't know what's going on here. But Digital Blasphemy is right up Homesick Alien. I don't know if Homesick Alien's made a mistake. He has, he's dropped... Oh no, Homesick Alien's having to look after his fuel, I think. Homesick Alien looking after his fuel. Something's weird. He's definitely not going as fast as he was going. So I don't know if Homesick Alien has miscalculated his fuel and he's trying to ease off. Digital Blasphemy looking like he wants to get by. His fuel's flashing as well. Shiren romping away now. And my words, the counter says 35, but I thought it came up saying final lap as they crossed the line. And their fuels are all saying like it's the final lap, so I'm not sure. Talleyrand pulling away from Skyjacker. Catula there in 6th ahead of Jim. 1.8 seconds between the two of them. And my words. And Race Brown saying, yeah, I think because you left and came back, it's lost some laps. Yeah. Pat saying it did flash up saying final lap. Yeah, there you go, final lap. Shiren takes the win. Super stuff. Homesick getting that fuel to go second. And Digital Blasphemy grabs the final podium position. Take a boo, my son. There you go. With Talleyrand coming on home in 4th place. Nearly 2 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. So Shiren got the win. Super stuff with a 1 stop. Homesick Alien in 2nd. Now you got to feel for Homesick. He led for most of the race. And Digital Blasphemy in 3rd. And what's he doing? Talleyrand's going into the pits. No, he's just having a bit of a strange one in that final corner. And there you go. Talleyrand staying in 4th ahead of Skyjacker in 5th place. Cthulhu, he's on vapours. He's on vapours. Jim's closing in any time. But it looks like he's got enough just to get to the line. Has Cthulhu for 6th place. Cracking stuff on home ground for Cthulhu in 6th. Jim comes home in 7th. Guesty getting a great finish in 8th place. Noxie in 9th as he comes through the final chicane. And we have had an absolute blast, except for me getting frozen. That was so odd. But there you go. Noxie in 9th and JTX are bringing her home for 10th position. Turtle already crossing the line in 11th spot. And man alive, that was some racing there. Cracking stuff. So huge congratulations to Shiren, Homesick Alien and Digital Blasphemy. Superb stuff. And I'll take you to the race results. That's not the race results. The race results are up here. I don't know where I'm thinking of going. So there you go. Here are your race results. Oh, I didn't even see Shiren doing his... That was why I got surprised, because I didn't see Shiren holding his trophy. Yeah, it all got messed up with that weird freeze. I used a replay, didn't I? That's what it was. I forgot. Try and avoid those blooming replays. At the beginning, I did a replay of Talleyrand going off, and then it all got froze up. So I reckon that's what I'm blaming it on. So Shiren grabs the win today with his one-stop strategy, and it's perfection from the Russian sensation. A great win. Homesick Alien, I mean, 2nd place is nothing to be sniffed at, but... he did lead for a good old chunk of the beginning of this race. And I suppose he feels like he's lost something there, but he hasn't, really. A podium's a podium is a podium, and it's good points. But Homesick Alien coming home in 2nd. Digital Blasphemy all over the back of the Alien at the end there, wasn't he? He was really looking to try and grab that 2nd place. So the one-stop strategy really did work here at Catalonia. And that's your top three. Talleyrand and Skyjacker in an immense battle between the two of them, but Talleyrand in the end getting the upper hand and finishing in 4th place, with Skyjacker coming home in 5th. Katula on home ground gets 6th spot. Only just, though. Jim was hunting him down in the end there for 7th. Guesty in 8th, but I don't know if there was much more Guesty could have done today, carrying that weight that he was carrying down that straight. You could just see they caught him up, something chronic on the long straight there. So Guesty finishing in 8th. Noxie in 9th, finding his feet with these Super Formula cars, his first round, after missing the first round, and JTX also just getting acclimatised to these cars, finishing in 10th, and Turtle bringing her home in 11th. Homesick Alien got your fastest lap today, with a 1:28.698, so that's even more extra points for him. I think you get 2 points for a fastest lap, so that's not bad stuff for Homesick Alien. That's a good points haulage, getting those. So that was the Super Formulas, and that was spanking stuff. So in the chats, we've got Pat saying it did flash up, saying final lap, you're not going mad. Thank you very much, Pat. Racer Brown saying congratulations, Sharon and Homesick and Digital. Awesome stuff. Ozone. It was Sharon saying woohoo! Yeah, first win in the Super Formulas. Sharon. Onwards and upwards to the championship then, my friend. Racer Brown saying well done, mate. Mama Homesick saying well done, Homesick. Brilliant. Mama Homesick saying great racing all. Pat saying looked like oversteer for Talleyrand out of that lovely chicane on the last lap. I know, I thought he dropped it. I thought he was giving the position back to Skyjacker for a second there. It was very tight. Skyjacker saying such fun, blooming battered after that. I imagine it was non-stop racing for you, Mr. Skyjacker, with Mr. Talleyrand. Racer Brown saying well done all, great racing from all, and Talleyrand saying I want to not crash on lap 1 anymore. It's your thing. You like to come through the field, obviously. And Talleyrand saying great racing with Skyjacker. It looked great. We caught them. We caught at least 2 of your battles into the first corner. So yes, that was the Super Formulas. 2 cracking races tonight, and that weird little freeze. I don't know what happened there. I used a replay. I'll learn my lesson and not press replay anymore. But yes, 2 cracking races with the support of the Megans. And then the main feature with the Super Formulas. In the chat then, Skyjacker saying, always a pleasure racing the Gaffer. And Skyjacker saying, doesn't happen too often. What, with your run of form at the moment, Skyjacker? You're joking, ain't you? You're one to watch at the moment. And you're going through a real purple patch. Racer Brown saying, mate, love the racing through the field, though, at Talleyrand. Yes, it's great stuff. So, yes, that was the Super Formulas, round 2. Join us again next Friday evening. I can even tell you where it's going to be if I'm quick off the mark. It's going to be A1 ring. Not A1 ring. It hasn't been called the A1 ring for God knows how long. The Red Bull ring. But it's always going to be the A1 ring. But yes, it's at the Red Bull ring. And that is going to be very interesting. A very interesting race to be had there. Indeed. A1 ring. How old am I? My word. Austria. Skyjack saying, give over. What, with your run of form? Unbelievable stuff. So, yes, join us next Friday at the A1 ring. On Sunday evening, we're streaming live the very final of the Red Bull Juniors. Who will be your champion? Could be Racer Brown. Could be Binko. Could be Talleyrand. Who knows? We'll find out Sunday evening at Suzuka. You won't see it in the F1 calendar, but it's here in the Virtual Racers Club's calendar. We're not scared to go there. We'll go there and race, and we'll even lick the door handles just to prove it. So yes, we're racing there Sunday evening. Then on Tuesday, we're with the Super GTs I can't tell you where we are. Hang on. I'm getting good at this. Wait. Time me, all right? Time me. See how quick I am. So, the Super GTs at Fuji Speedway. In the chat, Pat saying A1 ring name changed in 2004. Yeah, no, it's still the A1 ring to me. And Mama Homesick saying, thanks Thingy, great as always. Pat saying, just saying. Well, his Red Bull ring is it's just a sponsorship, isn't it? Oh, shall we call in Suzuka? Honda racetrack. And Skyjacker saying, and the windows. I always lick the windows. Only on buses though. So, yes. So Tuesday night we're with the Super GTs. I get so sidetracked. Tuesday night with the Super GTs at Fuji Speedway. Join us then. If you're in our Discord, don't forget me and the delectable Skyjacker chatting about everything and anything. And there'll be a lot to talk about, I am sure, on Wednesday evening in the Discord pit stop, our very own stage, where you can even come and talk to us as well. It's awesome stuff. And then on Thursday evening, we'll be back with the GTMC, and we are at, Skyjacker's favourite track. You're going to have to win that one then, Skyjacker, at Lago Maggiore. Is it Lago Maggiore is your favourite? I think it is. You always ask where Lago is. So yes, at the GTMCs on Thursday night with Lago Maggiore, and then again back here on Friday for the track that I said it was just now, and I've forgotten already. Oh, A1 ring. No, Red Bull ring. Yes, Skyjack says, please do come and say hi. Yeah, we want you. It's meant to be for you. The pit stop's meant to be for you. You're meant to come and tell us what you think, your ideas. Yamigawa, that was it, his fave. Mag is close, though. This is Skyjacker. So thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. Thank you for sticking with us, even though, I had issues this time, not the room. I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Ray Da. Thanks for joining us, and see you again soon. Peace and love. Peace and love.